material, right? So which are effective uh, and non and you need to consume it in a non-toxic amount. As I said earlier, that you need to consume or you need to uh, take these food ingredients or food components in a particular dose, right? You should not go beyond that. Anything if you are consuming in excess, that will be a toxic, right? In order to prevent, manage, or treat the chronic diseases, right? So this entire constitutes the definition of functional food, right? Now let us see the types of these functional foods. So functional foods, majorly they are classified into two different categories. Uh, First of them is conventional food, and second one is modified food. So conventional foods are those in which the beneficial health promoting phytochemicals are naturally present, like the whole grain, nuts, soybean, tomatoes. Right. So any kind of whole of food component or food material, maybe in terms of whole fruit or maybe in terms of nuts or seeds or grains, right? Or vegetable fruits. So all those are forming a part of your conventional type of functional foods, right? The second category is what? Modified foods. So here, the food what we are getting it from natural sources, it is modified by deleting or adding new phytonutrients or adding an already present nutrient or non-nutrient at higher concentrations by using processing technology, right? So here, to some extent, a very little processing is required so that you can increase the quality of the existing food component or food material, maybe in terms of the nutritional components. Right, so from outside, sometimes you are adding some of the vitamins or minerals, right? So you are fortifying the existing food material, right? So these are called as modified foods, and they are also forming a part of your functional food, right? Milk, to which vitamin D or extra calcium is added, is an example of modified food, right? So many such fortified foods they are available in market, right? Wherein you're going to use the different components which you are getting it from the different plants or herbs. This is one more terminology which is more frequently used, and sometimes this particular term it was interchangeably used with the dietary supplements, right? So this term is a nutraceutical. So let us go through the definition of nutraceutical. So food or part of food that provides medical or health benefit, including prevention and treatment of disease. Right. So those food components or part of food, they are referred as nutraceuticals. Right. So nutraceutical basically it is hybrid of two different terms. One is nutrition and second is pharmaceutical, right? Uh, and this particular term, when you are using, it means that along with nutritional benefit, you are also giving pharmaceutical benefits to those who are consuming these nutraceuticals, right? So they are, along with the nutritional benefit, they are also contributing some kind of therapeutic benefit, right? And only for such a products we can use the term nutraceuticals. So these nutraceuticals they can be classified under different categories, like nutraceuticals obtained from the So, in certain cases, we are using certain herbal components or ingredients, or as such, the isolated phytoconstituents. Then fatty acids are there, which are also forming part of some of the nutraceutical preparations or formulation. Sometimes these nutraceuticals they are also containing probiotics and prebiotics. I hope you must be knowing these terms probiotics and probiotics, prebiotics. Right? So probiotics, especially these are the living microorganisms, right? And especially when doctor or physician they are prescribing the antibiotics or other antimicrobial drugs. At that time, uh, many a times if you'll see, they are physicians. They are providing you probiotics, prebiotics, or even combination of these probiotics and prebiotics. So, basic role of this probiotics is to uh, supplement some of the essential microorganisms uh, in our body, right? Especially those microorganisms which are there in the intestine or the in the gut, right? And at the same time, it will provide a favorable environment in the gut or intestine so that those essential microorganisms which were killed by consuming some of the antibiotics or antimicrobials, right? So those you can replace it, supplement it, balance it, right? So this is one of the role of prebiotics and probiotics. No doubt, probiotics and prebiotics they are also having lot many other benefits apart from this, right? Then nutraceuticals they also contain some of vitamins and minerals which we are getting it from the natural sources, and it is also fortified with amino acids and proteins, right? So many nutraceutical formulations which are present in the market, they contain either one, two, or some of these components from the categories which I have specified here. Now let us understand the basic difference between the term nutraceutical, functional food, and pharmaceutical. Right. So here I have separately provided the comparison of functional food and nutraceutical. So under functional food, you can see the food with ingredients which gives the food health, which gives that uh, food health promoting properties over and above its usual nutritional value, right? Whereas nutraceuticals are the food stuff or fortified food or dietary supplements held to provide health or medical benefits in addition to its basic nutritional value. Naturally, functional food naturally contains bioactive compounds found in the food, whereas nutraceuticals, in case of nutraceuticals, the bioactive compound found in fortified food, dietary supplements, or herbal products. Right? Functional foods, they are natural. Nutraceuticals, they can be natural, they can be synthetic, or even they are also available in the form of various modern pharmaceutical dosage forms like tablets, capsules, pills, etc. Right? In case of functional food, you can see here the bioactive compounds in them are different from traditional nutrients. Here, nutraceuticals they also includes the traditional nutrients. Here, the examples of the functional food includes were grapes, strawberries, apples. Right? So these are conventional kind of functional food. Under nutraceuticals, beta carotene, lycopene is there, resveratrol, ferulic acid, and many more examples you can get. Right here, this is the comparison I have provided you between nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals. So nutraceuticals basically having they are having less potency, no doubt, as compared to pharmaceuticals. They are having weak interactions with targets as compared to pharmaceuticals. Uh, uh, but the major benefit what we are getting from the nutraceutical is that when you are consuming it for longer period of time, right, you may not see any major side effects or adverse reactions which probably we can see with the pharmaceuticals. Right, most of these nutraceuticals they are helping in inhibition of diseases, whereas pharmaceuticals we are directly using for treatment of diseases. Right, one of the major drawback in case of nutraceuticals is that most of the times the claims which are made by the manufacturing companies, right? So uh, they are not well established as what we are seeing in case of pharmaceutical or medicinal products. Right? These are the ways how we can dispense these functional foods or nutraceuticals. Right, so here you can see three different terms have been used. One is medical food, second is functional food, and third one is excipient food. Right, so in case of medical food, a food or beverage product containing a drug to prevent or to treat a specific disease, right? Functional food, we already discussed a food or beverage product containing a nutraceutical with health benefits over and above normal nutritional function. Right here, you can see some drug components are there or nutraceutical components are there, which are dispersed in a food product, right? And then it is dispersed to the patient or to the person. Right here, in case of excipient food, a food or beverage product containing ingredients or structures that increases the bioavailability of drugs or nutraceutical that is consumed with that it is consumed with, right? So here you can have a certain drug components, right, which you can certain herb component, I'll say, which you can mix it with some of a special kind of excipients, and these excipients will help you will help to increase the absorption of those particular phytoconstituents. Right, so I can quote one example here. If you will purchase curcumin tablets from the market, most of these tablets, along with curcumin, they also contains piperine, right? And this piperine, it is having a property to increase the absorption of curcumin, right? Here, the therapeutic component is curcumin, right? And piperine, where adding it as an excipient, but this excipient will increase the absorption of curcumin. So here you can see one clear-cut differentiating point between the food supplements and nutraceutical, right? If the clinical evidences are there that a particular phytoconstituent or component of food it is clinically useful or therapeutically useful, right? Then those components you can use it as a part of nutraceutical. But if the evidences they are lacking, if you don't have well established evidence in terms of therapeutic property or physiological benefit of any particular component of herb or food, then such a components they are classified as food supplements, right? So this also covers your minerals and vitamins, protein supplements are there, functional foods are there, and several herbal products are there, right? So this is how you can differentiate the food supplements and nutraceuticals. This is one of the classification which is generally used to classify the nutraceuticals. So you can classify it in two different category, traditional nutraceuticals and non-traditional nutraceuticals. So traditional nutraceutical includes your chemical constituents or phytoconstituents, uh, uh, like some of the nutritional components which you are getting it from herbs, uh, or phytoconstituents which you are getting from the different plants. Then it also includes the probiotic microorganisms, prebiotics are there, and some of the enzymes which we are getting it from the natural sources. Right, so all these are classified or covered under the category of traditional nutraceuticals. There is one more category that is non-traditional nutraceuticals. So these are again subcategorized under two classes. One is fortified nutraceutical and second one is recombinant nutraceutical. So these fortified nutraceutical, they include your fortified foods wherein, for example, here orange juice is fortified with calcium cereals or added vitamins like folic acid. Right? In case of recombinant nutraceuticals, many food products or food ingredients nowadays which we are getting through the biotechnology or through genetic engineering, right? Like your vinegar. So these are also sometimes forming a part of nutraceuticals, and it is covered under the category of non-traditional type of nutraceuticals. These are different ingredients or components used in the preparation of nutraceuticals. The first one is phenolic compounds. You know that all the green vegetables, plant, or all the plant components or parts, I'll say, even your fruits are there, uh, uh, green leaves are there, right? So many of these plant components or plant materials, they contains different kind of phenolic compounds, right? So there may be polyphenolic compounds, or maybe sometimes in the form of flavonoids or even in the form of tannins, right? So this includes your coumarins, tannins, lignins, anthocyanins, and flavonoids, right? So sometimes they are found in plant in the form of simple phenolic, sometimes they are polyphenolic constituents, right? And these phenolic constituents, they are having uh, uh, very good antioxidant property, right? They scavenges free radicals, which are generally damaging our vital organs or tissue, right? And in this respect, they are protecting us from the stress conditions, from the free radicals, right? They are showing antioxidant property. And this antioxidant property, it is many a times responsible for anti-inflammatory property. In many cases, if you'll see, if you'll refer previously published literature, you will find that these antioxidants, they are used to cure, to treat certain kind of cancers. Right, so lot many benefits we are getting it from phenolic constituents or components which we are getting from the herb, right? The second component is proteins or amino acids, right? I hope you must be knowing the role of protein and amino acids. So I'll go ahead. Next is carbohydrates and derivatives, right? So a lot many components of carbohydrates are there, sugars are there, then polysaccharides are there, which are helping us in growth and maintenance of our body, right? So proteins and carbohydrates generally they are uh, uh, playing a role as a nutrient. Apart from this, fatty acids are there. So many different kind of lipid components we are getting it from the natural sources. Some popular component includes your polyunsaturated fatty acid, then conjugated linoleic acid is there, right? And some more lipids, lecithin, sphingolipids. All these components, they are having some health benefits. Like say, for example, you must have heard about omega-3 fatty acid. Most of the products which contains omega-3 fatty acids, they are available in the market, especially under the category of nutraceuticals. Right, so these omega-3 fatty acids, they are having a property to reduce the level of cholesterol. They also reduces the level of lipid, and they are useful in the treatment and even prevention of many of cardiovascular diseases and disorders. Right, uh, even minerals, so different kind of macro and micronutrients, minerals are there, which are even forming a part of nutraceuticals, right? Apart from these components, isoprenoid compounds are there. Some components from the microbial origin, like probiotics and even sometimes prebiotics, they are also incorporated into the nutraceutical formulation. So these are the benefits which are offered through the nutraceutical. So on one side, you can say it helps in the health promotion by showing the activity like antioxidant, right? Some nutraceuticals, they are good in maintaining your gastrointestinal health. Some are useful in uh, renal and excretory health, reproductive health, stem cell growth, and in totality, they are prolonging the lifespan. Right, on another side, if you'll see these nutraceutical or their components, they are protecting us from several diseases like cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, osteoarthritis, oral diseases, even Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, eye disorders, and even it is also playing a very crucial role in the stress management. Right, so lot many benefits we are getting it from the nutraceuticals, right? So here I have listed out some of the important activities which are contributed by the different components from the nutraceutical. One of them I already discussed, that is antioxidant. It also improves the gut function. Then it also reduces respiratory infection. Like most of the nutraceutical formulation, you must have seen in COVID situation. So many of us, we have used nutraceutical formulation to boost our immunity, right? Some of the functional foods even we have prepared at our home also, right? Some kadhas we have used of very simple herbal components which are available in our kitchen, right? So they are also having these components. They are also having anti-diabetic potential. They also improves the sleep quality. Then improves the vessel permeability, reduce coughing, and most importantly, most of these components or ingredients or nutraceutical formulations, they also exhibit antiviral and anti-inflammatory property. Right, so this is all about the benefits of nutraceuticals. Now, just look at the global nutraceutical market. So, currently, the market, the global nutraceutical market, it is around 493 US billion, right? And it is growing at the rate of 9.1%. Right, so it is expected that by the end of 2030, this nutraceutical market will be of around 991 US billion. right? So there is a lot of scope, especially in nutraceutical segment, right? So some of you can be entrepreneur, especially they can start your own what you can say uh, your own manufacturing uh, unit of nutraceutical, right? So here you can see the percentage wise the consumption of nutraceutical in different areas or locations around the world, right? So if we look at the statistics nutraceutical status of these products in the Indian market, then you can see that as compared to the regulated countries like Japan, Europe, and US, in India, still there is very less use of these functional foods or nutraceutical products, right? So lot many reasons are there behind that, but now currently if you'll see the uh, nutraceutical industries in India, they are growing at very faster rate of around 17%, right? So this is because of the presence of aging population, and most importantly the awareness it is increasing among the Indian population with regards to functional foods and nutraceutical. So you can see about if you'll see the total nutraceutical market, then around 35% of the components or products which were used by the people, they falls under the category of functional foods, whereas major component, that is around 65%, it falls under the category of dietary supplement. So there is very good scope, especially for the functional foods, dietary supplements, and nutraceuticals in India. Right, so here you can see market split segment wise. So dietary supplements which are used especially in India, those includes protein supplements, herbal supplements around 23%, Chyawanprash that is around 8%, and vitamins and minerals around 48%. Right, that too in functional foods and beverages. If you'll see the market split, then around 47% area of this is occupied by iodized salt. Then probiotics are there, omega 3 fatty acids, fortified juices, energy drinks, food drinks, and fortified wheats. These are the challenges which are faced, especially during the development and design of functional foods and nutraceuticals, especially in case of herbal extracts. The basic problem which we are facing is standardization of herbal extract and validation of the products or standardization of the products which were prepared using the herbal component. Right, so this is one of the biggest challenge, and because of this, we are facing problem, especially in exporting our nutraceutical products or products to the regulated countries such as US, Canada, and Japan. Right. Especially in case of multivitamin packages, there is lack of product differentiation. For protein supplements, lack of awareness is there. For energy drinks, so the cost of these health drinks or energy drink, it is very high. So because of this reason, this particular product, it is not calculated or it is not generally consumed by the common man or common people. Right? In case of omega-3 fatty acids, so there are several products or formulation which contains this omega-3 fatty acid as one of the important functional component. Right. I already stated earlier that it is having very good role in reducing the cholesterol, in the treatment of atherosclerosis, in prevention of various cardiovascular disorders. But the major problem what we are facing in the nutraceutical formulation, that is these components, they are highly unstable, right? And therefore, to prepare a very stable and rugged formulation, it is a biggest challenge to the development scientist, right? So similarly, it is also applicable to some of the phytoconstituents like flavonoids, which are unstable, yeah, even volatile components which are unstable at room temperature, right, or at normal conditions. So that is also one of the biggest challenge faced in the development or design of the functional foods or nutraceutical. Uh, these are the approaches which are used in the development of new functional food or nutraceutical product. So you can see here, so for preparation of any nutraceutical product or any functional food product, you'll have to identify a particular health condition, right? Based upon health condition, you will going to identify a particular herb, right? After identification of that herb, you will have to go through its phytochemistry, right? You will have to extract or isolate a particular component from that particular part of the herb, right? So from that complex mixture of different phytoconstituents which are present in the crude material, right? You'll have to extract out specifically some of a special kind of phytoconstituent which are showing a particular kind of therapeutic activity, maybe in terms of antioxidant property or maybe in terms of any other therapeutic property, right? Once you isolated those constituents, components for that particular extract, right, you need to evaluate those extracts or those components into the animal for its activity as well as toxicity. That is called as preclinical screening, right? So you'll do certain studies for with regards to health benefits, with regards to safety, with regards to toxicity in animals. This is followed by carrying out the studies of the same product in humans, right? Those we are calling it as clinical trials. After successful completion of preclinical studies, clinical studies, you can prepare its stable and rugged formulation. And this formulation, you need to assess it, you need to check its stability, right? And then you can submit the data to the regulatory agencies. And after getting the approval from the regulatory agency, you can market such a products, right? So once it reaches market, so after reaching the market, the fourth phase of clinical trial that starts, that is called as post-marketing surveillance, right? And from this post-marketing surveillance also you can get some feedback related to your product, right? Maybe from consumer, maybe from the patients, right? So this is the ideal approach, or these are the ideal steps which one should follow in the development of nutraceutical formulation, right? Obviously, when you are going for functional food, some of these steps you'll have to skip it, right? But when you are making a claim of a product as a pharmaceutical, then obviously whatever regulatory guidelines which are applicable to a pharmaceutical product, all these guidelines they are applicable to your product, right? So you should be very smart while labeling your product, whether you are labeling it as a functional food, whether you are claiming it as a nutraceutical, or you are claiming it as a pharmaceutical. Right. So these are the regulatory guidelines which are followed in United States, which is one of the regulated country, and India. Right. So here I have provided the comparison of US guideline and Indian guideline. So in United States, the regulation for licensing and registration it is controlled by USFDA. In India, the registration license they were issued by the Indian Regulatory Authority, which is known as FSSAI, that is Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. Right. So here the uh, nutraceuticals they are defined under the category of dietary supplements, right? Here in India, the nutraceuticals they are covered under the category of foods for special dietary uses, right? The act which governs the nutraceutical or the food product in US is Dietary Safety and Health Education Act. In India, we have Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, right? So Food Safety and Standard Authority Act is there, and this act it is followed. Right? This regulation was effective in United States since 1994. In 2011, we have started implementing the guidelines which were proposed by Food Safety Standard Authority of India, right, in full-fledged manner, right? Still, the guidelines which we are following, they are not well established and they are not up to the mark. Here, regulatory requirement for registration. So, in United States, product licensing evidence requirement for safety and efficacy, labeling, health claims, GMP, adverse reaction reporting, and clinical trials. These are the requirements. Whereas in India, product evaluation, license, health, and label claims, right? You can see there is a lot of difference in terms of regulatory requirements. Here, United States, they are making you mandatory to manufacture the products in the GMP environment. At the same time, they are expecting clinical trial data from you. So this is somewhere it is missing in the Indian regulation. The registration form which is used in United States, that is 3537. Here in India we have three different forms: Form A, Form B, and Form C. That depends upon the kind of products. This slide I'll skip because if you'll see, uh, I already discussed regarding the regulation which is now currently implemented in India. That is what Food Safety uh, Authority of India. Right. So if you'll see here, before 2005, so many different acts were there, and all those acts they were governing different kind of food products, but all they merged together. And in 2005, this regulatory authority, that is Food Standard and Safety Authority, was constituted, and further it was implemented in 2011, as I told you in the earlier slide. And the basic role of this FSSAI is to provide you the guidelines pertaining to the different kind of food supplements, dietary supplements, food products. Even it also provides you the list of herbal components, herbal material which you can incorporate or which is permitted to be incorporated into the different kind of food supplements or dietary products. At the same time, it also provides you the different registrations and licenses for manufacturing and sale of the product. These are various nutraceutical ingredients which are most commonly used in most of the nutraceutical products which are there in the market. Some of these components must be knowing to you. Allyl sulfur, which is present. So these are sulfur-containing compounds present in onion and garlic. Isoflavonoids, they are present in soya bean. Quercetin, so this is a kind of flavonoid which is present in onion, red grapes are there, citrus fruits, broccoli, right? I hope you must have seen broccoli in the market. It is very rich in terms of flavonoids, which are having very good antioxidant property. Likewise, lycopene, it is one of the important phytoconstituent of tomato. Then ellagic acid, it is present in grapes, strawberries, raspberry, walnut. Right, resveratrol, this is very one of very good antioxidant component which is rich in grape and especially red wine. Curcumin, previously I have taken the name of this phytoconstituent. It is one of the principal phytoconstituent of turmeric, and it also exhibits very good antioxidant property. These are some of the formulations or products which are available in the market. I already have taken the name of this product. These are the capsules of curcumin, and here you can see it is supplemented or here it also contains piperine as one of the constituent, and this piperine it increases the bioavailability of curcumin. Right. This is one more product that is Aterolex. This is useful in the especially those who are suffering from atherosclerosis. This is one more product that is Balance. So if you look at the composition, it contains shatavari, chestberry, aloe vera, red raspberry, gokru, and ashokan. All these components you can see here, they are having different health benefits, right? This is one case study I'm going to present you. So this is the name of this product is 24 in 1 mega superfood, right? So the brand name of this product itself indicates that 24 different components, I'll say food components or nutraceutical components, they are incorporated into this single product, right? And this particular product, it is available in the form of capsule, and it offers various benefits like complete nutrition. It helps to boost the immunity. Then it also help in the detoxification process, relieve the stress, and it is rich in the antioxidant. Quickly, we'll go through the through all these 24 components. So it contains spirulina, which is rich in terms of nutrients like vitamin B1, B2, B3, iron, protein, and copper. Moringa, I hope you must have seen the moringa seeds as well as the sticks of moringa, right? So they are rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. At the same time, it also helps to boost your immunity along with providing you the nutritional supplement. Wheatgrass, it is rich in polyphenolic constituent, and it prevents the aging process. It also helps in boosting the immunity. Alfalfa, this is one more component present in the product. And this particular component, it exhibits very good antioxidant property. It is good for brain and cardiovascular health. Kale, it is rich in vitamin K, and it is again uh, full with antioxidants, and it is good in lowering the cholesterol and maintaining the cardiovascular health. Spinach, I hope everybody must be knowing, it is having very good blood purifier property. It is good, especially for reducing the oxidative stress. It is good for uh, eyes, and it also helping in reducing the blood pressure, right? So this kind of health benefit they are offered by these herbal components, right? So this is one more component. Beetroot, it also helps to lower the blood pressure. Am I audible?
Yes, now you are audible.
Okay, okay,
Some network issue was there, I think.
okay, fine.
Yes.
uh some noise is there, I think. This is one more component. I hope you must be familiar with this carrot, right? So it is good for eyesight. It also promotes weight loss. Radish, which helps to keep your skin hydrated, right? And it also boosts the metabolism. It is a good source of potassium. Bitter gourd, I hope you must be knowing this, that it has a property to reduce your blood sugar level. Right, so this is good for those who are suffering from diabetes. At the same time, it also helps to remove the toxins from your body. Ginger, it is good for your GIT health. It improves the digestion. It is good in the conditions like arthritis, and it also helps to relieve the menstrual pain. And it do have anti-cancer property. Ashwagandha, this is well-known Ayurvedic drug. It is also known as Vithania root, and this particular drug, it is having very good uh, immunity boosting property. It is very good immunomodulator drug, and most of your chawanpras, especially, it contains ashwagandha. Turmeric, in COVID situation, you must have experienced. Most of you must have taken golden milk, right? So curcumin, one of the important constituent, which is having very good antioxidant property. It also has other health benefits. It improves your brain function. It is good in cases where those who are suffering from depression. Right? Cinnamon, this is one more good antioxidant drug. Hibiscus, this drug, it also regulates your blood pressure, and it also improves your liver health, right? Shatavari, it promotes female fertility. This is one more immunity boosting drug. Maca root, this is a drug which elevates your mood, right? And it also boosts the energy. Acai berry, it is also called as a Brazilian superfruit. So it offers both nutritional benefit as well as it also has very good antioxidant property because of the phenolic constituent. Blueberries are there. They again antioxidant and helps to reduce the weight. Raspberry, this is one more constituent which is rich in tons of different vitamins like vitamin K, vitamin C, vitamin E, and so many minerals are there. It is good source of iron, and apart from this, pomegranate is there, which is having good anti-inflammatory property, antioxidant property. If you'll see the rind of this fruit, the skin of this fruit, it is rich in terms of tannins, in terms of flavonoids, but unfortunately we are throwing it out. Right, it also contains vitamin C. Apricot, it is rich in antioxidant component, and this is the last component, avocado. Right, so this is cultivated especially in United States in the Mexico region, and this particular drug, it is reducing the level of cholesterol, blood pressure, and also controls the weight gain. Right, so all these 24 components, they are incorporated into a single product, right? And if you are taking this product, you'll get so many health benefits, right? So with this, I'll conclude my presentation. So, few concluding remarks. I'll just read it out. So, one of the major challenge which is faced by the nutraceutical companies nowadays is limited research on the dietary supplements to support the health claim, right? So, as I mentioned earlier, that even the product, the case study which I have explained here, right? So it contains 24 different kind of components, extracts from the 24 herbs, right? And it becomes quite challenging and difficult sometimes to standardize all these extracts, especially to standardize the product final formulation. Right, so this is the major challenge. Some more uh, advanced. Uh, I'm getting noise. Once, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, okay. I'm getting some disturbance. Okay, anyway, this is the last slide. Uh, Apart from this, the major challenge which we are facing in case of nutraceutical is that the cost of the production, it is very high, right? And the quality of ingredient or the phytoconstants which we are getting, they are not up to the mark, right? And the one more important factor, especially which I found in India, is that awareness is not there with the people with respect to the functional foods or nutraceuticals. Right, so these are the different challenges which currently the Indian nutraceutical or food industries which are facing. But I hope, and one more thing is that the regulations and the regulatory requirements, which are especially in India, they are not up to the international standard. Right, and that is the reason we are facing the problem. We are facing problem in exporting our nutraceutical products and dietary supplements, especially to the regulated market. So, with this, I am ending my today's presentation. If anybody is having any query, any question, you are free to ask. Right. Thank you so much to all of you for patiently listening this presentation.
Sir, some questions are from chat box, so we'll start with that question
Yes.
from the YouTuber. It's not on this Google Meet. From YouTube, some questions are there. So one by
Okay.
one, we'll start with that question. First
Okay, ma'am.
question is there. What types of nutraceuticals or functional foods need to be developed in present era of COVID-19? Shall I repeat? Sir?
Yeah, no, no, I got the question. See, uh, problem is not in the development or design. Uh, the most of the knowledge, it is already there in literature regarding the herbs or the drugs, especially which are used to boost the immunity. right? So the problem is mostly in terms of evaluation, standardization of these herbal products, these nutraceutical or functional foods. Right. So currently, if you'll also do the market survey, you'll get so many different products which are already available in the market, which even though they are not claiming they are active against COVID-19 or the different variants of this coronavirus, but still, uh, uh, if you'll see their potential, right? So they are having they are having very good potential to boost your immunity, and some of those herbs or herbal components they are having very good antiviral property, which is already established and reported in previously published literatures. Right, so we will have to focus more on the standardization part and evaluation part so that we can produce best quality of nutraceutical or functional food.
Yes, thank you, sir. So second question is there. What is the difference between functional food and nutraceuticals?
So I already stated earlier, many a times people they are mingling these two terms. Right, so all these terms, if you'll refer the guideline, especially which is provided by FSSAI,
Okay.
then in that they have clearly differentiated nutraceuticals from the functional food. Here, I will say that when you are using nutraceutical term, obviously pharmaceutical a term is involved there, right? So when you are putting up a particular herb or herbal component into a well-established pharmaceutical formulation or pharmaceutical dosage form, then you can call them as nutraceutical,
Okay, sir.
right? And suppose if you are using simple juice or uh, any simple health, simple drink is there to that, you are fortifying it with some of the herbal components or nutritional component, then those you can classify under the category of functional foods.
Sir, this question is from my side. That
Okay.
yes, uh, are herbal supplements are regulated?
See, two answers are there, yes and no, right? So, how do you claiming those supplements,
Yes.
right? Whether are you claiming it as a pharmaceutical, whether are you claiming it as a nutraceutical, or you are claiming it as a functional food,
Okay.
right? So,
Okay,
so
sir.
depend upon that. Uh, I think you can apply the regulation.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So next question is from participant side. Who shouldn't use herbal supplements? Who should
Pardon?
not? Who should not use herbal supplements? Who should not eat?
Okay, okay. There is no such a hard and fast rule who should use and who should not use,
Okay.
right? So depending upon the requirement of that particular individual, his health condition, right? So he can take even sometimes advice from the dietitians and some of naturopaths, right? So they can better guide you based upon your health condition and based upon your health status. Right? So there is no hard and fast rule.
Okay, sir. And one more question is there. What are the safety tips for using herbal supplements? Safety tips. What are safety tips for
Yes,
using
yes,
herbal supplements?
yes. This is very good question. See, even though it is mentioned in most of the literature that many of the herbs they are well established in terms of safety, toxicity, efficacy, right? But I already stated earlier that you need to see the dose of any nutraceutical product or any food supplement, right? So anything if you are taking it in excess will be harmful or maybe sometimes toxic to you. Right, so you should take the advice, especially from the appropriate dietitian or naturopathist or the physician. If you are going selectively for prevention or for treatment or therapeutic purpose, with some of the nutraceutical formulations.
Okay, sir.
Right? If you are just using it for health promotion, just for nutritional benefit, then all the options are open for you.
Okay, sir. One more question is there. How we can differentiate traditional and non-traditional nutraceuticals?
See, non-traditional nutraceuticals, so when you are using bioengineered products, right, biotechnologically developed products, then those nutraceuticals you can classify it under the category of non-traditional, or even in certain cases nowadays, novel drug delivery systems are there in the pharmaceuticals. If you are using or adopting those systems, and if you are coming out with some novel kind of formulation, then those are also can classify under the category of non-traditional type of nutraceuticals.
Okay, sir. Second last question is there. Which are the good sources for omega-3 fatty acids?
Good sources, there are many sources, but I'll mention that soybean is there, even cod liver oil is there. That is one of the good source for this omega-3 fatty acid. And apart from this, you'll get several herbs. If you'll refer the list which is provided on the FSS AI website, right? So you'll get so many herbs which contains omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, one last slide. You have presented that 24 in one mega superfood, that formulation and that study. So,
Yes.
according to that study, in what type of different conditions we can use this formulation? In what type of conditions?
See, if in totality, if you look at the composition of this product, so it contains good
When,
quantity of antioxidant,
yes.
right? So you can use it as an antioxidant, and this antioxidant it is useful especially in preventing the aging process, right? Secondly, in preventing you from the cancer, right? It is useful in most of the inflammatory disorders, right? So mostly those who are suffering from lifestyle disorders, they can use such a products. I'm not saying only this product, but there are many other products which are available, which contains ingredients or components like this.
Okay, sir. Sir, one question is in chat box just now, which I have seen that for pharmaceutical formulations, IP guidelines is there. So, is there any guidelines for nutraceuticals?
I already answered this question. So you just go through the FSSAI website, right? So that is what Food Safety Standards Authority of India, right? So on website you will get the guidelines. Right, as I said, that when I was comparing the regulatory guidelines of United States and India, there I clearly mentioned that in United States, the manufacturing you will have to do according to the good manufacturing practices which are laid down by the US FDA. Right. So right now in India, we don't have such a stringent regulation, especially for manufacturing of nutraceuticals.
Yes, sir. Sir, one more question. Some diseases which are not curable by herbs, what you will give opinion on this?
So if you know that those diseases which we cannot treat or which we cannot cure by using herbs, so obviously you have other options available. There are other alternative systems of medicines are there which you can opt apart from this.
Okay, sir. Okay. So almost we have covered all questions from YouTube link and from chat box. So thank you so much, sir. So now the session for this session, I would like to thank Dr. Harshal Pawar sir for enlightening on the topic herb as a health food. Session was outstanding and very informative. Definitely, our staff and students get benefited for this or with this. Thank you so much, sir. Uh,
Thank you so much, madam.
yes, sir. One announcement for the participant. Tomorrow session will start at 10 a.m. on same Google Meet link. Once again, thank you all for joining. Have a great day ahead. Let food be the medicine and medicine be the food. With this beautiful quote by Hippocrates and with the due permission of respected Principal Sir and Dr. Harshal Pawar Sir, I declare that today's session is over. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
येस सर
Okay,
काय म्हणताय बाकी
काय नाही बस
झालं सेशन ऐकत होतो मी तुमचं
ऐकलं का? अच्छा 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 हा.
केलं मॅडम